Hello and welcome to the Discover History YouTube channel, and today hopefully you've been following our march to the Battle of Worcester, which is eventually fought on the 3rd of September. And as you can see, we're actually out on location, and we're on location in Worcestershire. And the reason is, on the 21st of August 1651, the Scots actually entered our county. They actually entered our county and was not very far away from Worcester city itself. So we've now moved to the 21st of August, and to my right in that direction over there we've got Hartlebury and Kidderminster, and then over to my left over there, and I'm not sure if you can see it from where Ian is filming, but you might just be able to see the church spire of Ombersley. And we know on this specific date the Scots came through Kidderminster, started to enter the area of Hartlebury, and were spotted. And they were spotted by the Worcester militia, or shall we call them the Worcestershire trained bands. That's if we were going by the old name for them. Now, even though their commanding officer gave the order that came direct from Parliament, which was basically to hold up the advancing Scots in the county, Andrew Yarrington, who was really the man on the ground, his job was to prepare Worcestershire for the Scots, and he did very, very well, because what he actually ordered is for the Worcestershire militia to come out of the city and occupy the landscape over there. So if you were wondering about here on the 21st of August 1651, you have the worry, two worries really. Over there would be basically the Worcester militia. They could be in the hedge line there, they could be in the small woods around Ombersley, they could be even in these buildings on the outskirts of Ombersley, and hopefully you won't get identified as being a member of the Scottish Army, because they are likely to fire upon you, because their orders is to hold up the Scots. Or if you were wandering in that direction, you may get fired upon by the Scottish advance guard. And that's because in front of the main Scottish army, where Charles and the Duke of Hamilton were, was an advance party. So how different would they have been? Well, you have to remember the Worcester militia were nothing more than armed civilians. So these would have been wearing their basic doublets and breeches, in other words civilian wear, but they would have been armed, more commonly with a musket than a pike, mainly because they're in a skirmishing role at this point, not in a proper full-on battle mode. And then over there you would have seen the likes of the Scottish Lowlanders, so they would have been appearing in Kidderminster, Hartlebury, and just starting to come into the area behind me here. And then you would have also had possibly a handful of the Scottish Highlanders as well. And the best distinction really, whereas the militia were non-uniformed armed civilians, over there they would have been predominantly wearing the grey hodden greatcoat and Scots bonnets. Now, on the evening of the 21st of August 1651, there was an emergency meeting. Beyond Ombersley, in the city of Worcester itself, there was a very important meeting. It was called by the mayor of the city, and in that committee meeting there was the Committee of Safety, or the County Committee, which was basically a Parliament committee set up for the defence of the area and to prevent any uprisings, and this was in place really since the fall of the city of Worcester in 1646 after the big siege. And there would have been also the aldermen of the city. And it's interesting because we know it was a pretty heated debate, and the debate went on for many, many hours, and it was really down to, if the Scots come to the city of Worcester, what are we going to do? And there was two options open. The first one, and this is what Andrew Yarrington really wanted, was to fight the Scots and hold them up on the outskirts. In other words, hold them up around Ombersley and the north of the city of Worcester, up to the Foregate basically. The alternative, and this is what the mayor of Worcester wanted, open the gate, let Charles in, let him occupy the city, and fingers crossed, after 24 hours, the Scots will then carry on moving south towards London. The interesting thing is the argument went on all through the evening and nothing really came of it really. The mayor really ordered the city to open the gates, and Andrew Yarrington, he sent his militia out north of Ombersley and in Ombersley itself to hold up the attack. So in a way they did both options together. It was sort of a compromise as such really. Andrew Yarrington did actually receive 3 letters also on the 21st, and they came from the same man, and that was Harrison, who was in charge of the Parliament militias. Harrison sent 3 letters and they basically said the same thing in each, which is hold up the Scottish advance, make sure they don't enter the city of Worcester, and in particular we will send reinforcements. So Yarrington is over there with the Worcester militia. They're going to hold up the Scots over there, maybe for 24 hours or longer if they can, and Harrison will hopefully send Parliament militias to their aid. However, the Scottish Advance Party are coming through from the right, and Charles and the Duke of Hamilton is moving in the main body of the army beyond that. Anyway, stay safe and we'll see you soon. Bye bye.